welcome back to Lanark County Outdoors. A while back we collected some sap during maple syrup season, and actually not a while back, 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago we collected some sap, and what we decided to do is take a standard wine kit and instead of using water, replace it with sap and see what our results will be. I'm suspecting we may get a little bit of a sweeter wine with a bit of maple flavor to it, but we're gonna experiment. We're gonna see. So I'm gonna take you through the process. We've got our bin here full of sap that we collected. David can film that. You can see that we've got some sap in there, and we've got our primary fermenter for our wine right here. I've cleaned everything with potassium metabisulfate, and we're going to start the process by mixing up some bentonite. So we're going to find the bentonite, packet of bentonite. I've got some warm water right here, and we're going to open that up, put that in the warm water, and I'm going to use my hydrator, stir it around, mix it up. There we go. Once that's stirred up, we pour that into the primary fermenter, and I have some clumps in there, so I'm going to try and get rid of those clumps. We're going to stir it all around later, so no big deal, but try and get rid of the clumps of bentonite that are in there. And there we go. So that's the first thing. Put the bentonite in. Take your bag of concentrate. I'm using a wine kit, Chardonnay wine kit from Costco called Chateau Private Selection. And we take that bag of concentrate, and be careful here because you're going to take the lid off the concentrate, and it's on there quite hard. And then you simply pour the concentrate into the bucket.
How big is the bucket, Joe?
This bucket is actually, I think, 5.5 gallons. The wine kit itself makes 23 liters, and this is a 7-liter bag of grape concentrate, in particular to make Chardonnay. And we're going to make a maple Chardonnay, we hope, by using sap instead of water. Now, we empty that bag, and then I'm going to go fill it with about 2 liters of warm water, and we're just going to pour that in to the mixture. That's about enough of it. Don't need to use all of it. And there we go. Now you use a spatula shaped like a fishing rod. It works, and you'll see as we start to stir the wine. Now it's important in your primary fermenter that you stir the wine quite a bit to get rid of all the oxygen, and you mix it up with the bentonite and the water, and it's a pretty simple process to make homemade wine. You get the kits from Costco. That particular kit, there's actually 2 kits for, I think it's around $80. So your price per bottle of wine goes down significantly when you get a good price on wine kits. So I'm going to fill the rest of this primary fermenter with sap, and I know roughly where that 23-liter line is, and we're getting to that point just about now. So we pretty much used all of our sap. I don't think we could have measured better, David. We used all of our sap that we collected. And anyways, we're stirring. We've got a nice mixture here. I think the next step that we want to do, that comes with the wine kit, is, because it's a Chardonnay and it's meant to be in an oaked barrel, the kit supplies a packet of oak chips. Put the oak chips in, sprinkle them on top, as delicately as you can. I wasn't very delicate there. Good to have a recycle bin behind you can throw stuff in. Need my stir rod. And now we're going to stir those oak chips. They will eventually sink. And it's not like when you bottle it, you're going to be drinking oak and get pieces of oak stuck in your throat. The oak chips will eventually sink as the mixture starts to ferment. Those oak chips will actually start to sink. And when you transfer the wine from this primary fermenter, after about 10 days, depending on the specific gravity, when you transfer it, you will leave those oak chips in the bottom of the barrel, bottom of this bucket, and you'll just transfer the liquid fluid out into the secondary fermenter, the carboy, for the next stage of fermentation. So we just stir those around a little bit. We make sure that they're all mixed in with the wine. They're going to add some an oak flavor. We'll have sap to give it a maple flavor, and I believe we're going to have a nice tasting Chardonnay wine here when we're all done. So once you've mixed those oak chips, you're basically done. The only thing left to do is we need to start fermenting, and the only way to start fermenting is by adding yeast. So you take out the packet of yeast. Alright, so we're simply going to take the yeast, sprinkle it on top of the wine, and at this point you don't want to stir. You just want to leave that yeast on top. And as the fermentation starts, the mixture will mix all the wine yeast in, and you'll start your fermentation process. So with that, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the top on, and I've got a sealed lid, and I'm going to seal the wine. And notice I have a hole in the top of my primary fermenter to put a airlock. And you don't need to do that. You can just lay the lid on loosely, but I chose to put a hole in the top of the lid and put an airlock on. So one of the things you do with your airlock is you put a little bit of your potassium metabisulfate in as a fluid so that there's no contaminants from the water. So I just put a little bit of metabisulfate in there, put my airlock, put my lid on, like so, and then I've got my rubber cork. Put my rubber cork into the airlock and then pop it onto my plastic lid and seal it down. It's a rubber cork, so it'll sit right down. All right, so there we go. We've put the wine mixture, the sap, mixed it all together, put the oak chips in, sprinkled the yeast on top, put an airlock on, and now it's important to put it in a warm place, not hot, not cold, but roughly between 70 and 74 degrees Fahrenheit, probably between 21 and 23 Celsius, and basically let it sit for 10 days, let it do its fermentation, and then we'll come back and we'll transfer to a secondary carboy. So with that, that's how you make slightly modified kit wine with sap, and we're going to see how it tastes at the end of it. So thanks for now. Thanks for joining Lanark County Outdoors for another adventure using the sap from the Sapsuckers adventure and creating potentially a new flavor of wine that we haven't tasted before. So thanks again. We'll talk soon.